With so many different models, technologies and abbreviations available, no wonder that buying a TV is quite a challenging task. As I'm sure many will be looking for a new TV this Black Friday, I'll share some general tips that should help you select a better TV for your needs. First, there are only two display technologies on all the TVs that are on the market: LCD and OLED. All those QLEDs, ULEDs, nanocells, OLED Plus, LED TVs, full array LEDs and others fit in one of those two categories. LCD TVs are available in a wide variety of screen sizes, while OLED TVs are only available in 55, 65, 77 and 88 inches. LCD TVs can have 4 different resolutions: HD Ready and Full HD on entry-level TVs, Ultra HD 4K on mainstream and high-end TVs, and Ultra HD 8K on selected high-end TVs. OLED TVs in 55, 65 and 77 inches have Ultra HD 4K screens, and the only 8K OLED currently on the market is LG's 88Z9. LCD TVs are mainly using 60Hz screens, while 120Hz is reserved for upper mainstream or high-end models only. All OLED TVs from all the brands on the market today have 120Hz WRGB OLED screens from one source, LG Display. With LCD TVs, the situation is a bit more complicated when we talk about the panels. LCD TVs are usually based either on IPS or VA panel type, and in order for you to see anything, there needs to be a light source behind the screen. This light source today are LEDs, and they can be placed either in the bezel or behind the screen. When LEDs are in the bezel, this is known as edge LED, and if they are placed behind the screen, that is known as direct LED. Both types exist from entry-level up to high-end models, except that on high-end models there is also a local dimming implemented for improved contrast and HDR experience. Though local dimming can be implemented on edge LED models, the best result is achieved on direct LED models, so-called full-array local dimming. Local dimming on mainstream TVs is done on the software level, which is not really effective. What is the difference between IPS and VA? The main difference is in contrast and viewing angles. IPS has good viewing angles and low contrast, while VA has good contrast but limited viewing angles. IPS also produces less blur when objects are moving on the screen compared to VA of the same refresh rate. This makes VA a better choice if you sit directly in front of the screen and watch movies and TV shows during day or night, while IPS is better if you have different seating positions and you mainly watch TV in a bright environment. Sports fans should avoid IPS with direct LED combination except in high-end models. Usually this combination causes dirty screen effect with slightly darker areas on the screen that can be distracting during panning shots. Think of football, for example. Of course, not all VA panels are exactly the same, and the same goes for IPS. In general, the more expensive the TV is, the better the panel will be, though with LCD screens there is always kind of a gamble if you will get a screen with good uniformity or not. Buying a TV would be much simpler if manufacturers would disclose details about panel, backlight and refresh rate in their specs, but that is not the case. To find out that information, you can either check reviews online or use one great website that shares this information. The website is called Display Specifications, and I use it all the time. Just type in the search model number, and if it is in their database, you will see a lot of useful information. You can also compare models, which is great. What you will notice is that even TVs that are called with some special names like QLED or nanocell are actually LCD TVs with different improvements implemented, but the same strengths and weaknesses still apply. Compared to LCD TVs, OLED is superior in picture quality, as it surpasses both viewing angle performance of IPS and contrast levels of VA panels. It is excellent for watching all kinds of content, movies and sports, both SDR and HDR. It can also display a wide range of colors that we see today in HDR content, though it cannot match the best LCD TVs in terms of peak brightness and the sheer volume of colors. Despite the excellent picture quality of OLED TVs, you need to consider this. OLED TVs are not great for extended PC usage or watching the same TV channel all the time, as this can cause traces of static objects to remain in the picture. This is known as permanent image retention or burn-in, and even though modern OLED TVs have different technologies to mitigate this, it can still happen. As my 5,000 hour long test had shown, in a typical usage scenario where you watch content from different sources for several hours a day, no traces of burn-in were detected. If you plan to use it in a similar way, then there is no need to worry, but if you need a TV for your kids' room, better go with an LCD TV. Regardless of which TV you buy, it will come poorly adjusted in terms of picture quality by default. You can do a lot by yourself by simply switching to a more accurate picture preset and adjusting the backlight control to the level you find acceptable for your environment. You can also check my videos if you want to learn more. Check the description for more info. Finally, regarding picture quality, don't expect HDR experience to be any better on mainstream TVs compared to standard SDR content. These TVs can display a really bright picture, they cannot localize effects since they do not have local dimming, and they are not able to display wide color gamut, so don't expect much from them in this regard. TV is never too big, so always go with the biggest screen size you can fit in the room. My parents just recently upgraded from 55 to 65-inch TV, and their first impression was that the new TV is too big for them. After a couple of weeks they told me it is not too big anymore, it is just right. And they are watching it 2.5 meters away. Picture quality and screen size are important, but so is the TV's operating system. There are three main operating systems on the market: Samsung's Tizen OS, LG's WebOS, and Google's Android TV. Though Android TV offers the widest selection of apps and is getting better with each new release, I still see it as too complicated and not customizable enough. LG and Samsung did a better job than Google when taking the approach of a simpler interface that everyone can get to know quickly and use in a logical way. If you have a chance, go to the local store and check how each operating system works before you make the final decision. All smart TVs have a built-in Wi-Fi connection, but not all have Bluetooth, so if you want to connect wireless headphones or speakers, check that detail also. With so many functions available today, having a good remote control is also very important. For me, the best remote is definitely LG's Magic Remote. A combination of pointer, a scroll wheel, and quick access buttons means you can enter text, browse, and interact with the TV faster than with any other remote out there. LG is supplying Magic Remote starting from UM74 series and up, and you can buy it separately for TVs from series LK62 and up. Check out my video with a hands-on experience to see it in action. You can also connect a standard USB mouse and keyboard to smart TVs these days, so this can also help. Don't expect great sound quality from your new TV. High-end TVs do sound better than cheaper ones, but still I highly recommend that you invest, if possible, in an AV receiver and speakers for the best experience. TVs are now more than capable of delivering great gaming experience. They have a dedicated game mode that reduces input lag to the levels you see on PC monitors, and there is also a FreeSync and G-Sync support for a tear-free experience on some models. Finally, watch and read reviews. There are many great websites out there that test TVs in an objective way so that you can trust their judgment. The best website definitely is rthings.com. Definitely check out their videos where they summarized a whole range of TVs from a certain brand, as this can be extremely useful to make the final decision. And that's it. If you found this video useful, hit that like button and let me know if you have any questions. Hope you will be happy with the purchases this Black Friday, and see you in my next video.